Hello everyone, welcome to the session. In the last session we have discussed about operators in where clause, so it's a continuation of that. So let's see SQL null values today. SQL null values. What is a null value in SQL Server? A field with a null value is a field with no value. Okay, if a field in a table is optional, if a field in a table is optional, it is possible to insert a new record or update a record without adding the value. To this field, so then the field will be saved with a null value. Null is a different from a zero value. Null is different from a zero value or a field that contains spaces. A field with a null value is one that has been left during record creation. How to test a null value? It is not possible to test for null values with comparison operators. So cannot be it's not possible to test null value, cannot test null value with comparison operators like such as equality operator, less than, greater than, or not equal to. Okay, we will have to use is null function or is not null operators. We can use is null function or is not null operators instead. Okay, let's see this example. So for this I am using adventurous words database. So selected. Let's see what is there in persons.person table. So here the suffix or the middle name is null. So if I want to test where middle name, are there any middle name with null values, we can use is null operator. So middle name is null, so there are around these many records. Or the other way to test this is using is null operator, is null function. So is null, if it is blank, we can put it as a blank, and is equal to blank. So we can use is null function. But here we'll get there are spaces also in the records. This is how we can test this one. So there is a is not null function operator is also there, is null is also there. These are the syntax for the same. Is null, is not null. Okay. Next we will move to SQL update statement. So the update statement is used to modify the existing records. To modify the existing records in a table. So the syntax for this is update table name. So in my case table name, I am using schema and table name, set middle name, column name equal to whatever the required value. So in this case I'm using a blank where middle name is null. Wherever null values is there, I want to update it with blank. So this is the syntax. And note, be careful when updating records in a table. Notice the where clause in the update statement. The where clause specifies which records that should be updated. If you omit the where clause, all records in a table will be updated. If you omit this, all the records will get updated with the blank space. So be careful in using the update statement. So we will go to the next statement, SQL delete statement. So delete statement is used to delete existing records in a table. So the delete syntax is delete table name, or you can use from also. Delete from will also work, delete table name will also work. Where condition. So if you don't mention the where condition, or if you omit the where condition, all the records in that table will get deleted, will be deleted. So if you want to delete a table, you can use dropped statement, drop table name. Okay. So next we will see SQL top limit fetch first or row num clause. Okay. The SQL select top clause is used to specify the number of records to return. Number of records to return. So if you see, let's say I want only the top 10 records from this table. So top 10 records. So first we will see how many records are there here. So there are 19,972 records. So let's say I want top 10 records, first 10 records. So I can mention top 10 asterisk this one. So we'll get top 10 records. So it is useful, this top clause is useful on large tables with thousands of records. Returning a large number of records can impact the performance. Note, all database systems support the select top clause. MySQL supports limit. MySQL supports limit clause to limit the number of records, while Oracle uses fetch first and rows only and row num. Okay, so this is the syntax for SQL Server. Select top number of records to be written, column names, table name, from clause, where condition. Okay, so MySQL syntax. We'll say MySQL syntax how it is. Select column names from table name, order by column name, then limit number of records if you want to limit. Okay, this is MySQL syntax. Now we will see Oracle syntax. So Oracle will be select column name from table name, order by column name, fetch first number rows only. So here number is the number of records you want to, so fetch first 10 rows only. Okay, here limit 10 records. So these are the syntax of Oracle and this one. This is Oracle 12.2 syntax, meaning latest version. So older, if you see Oracle older syntax is select column name from table name where row num less than or equal to whatever number you want to mention. So first 10 records. So older Oracle syntax with order by key is also there. Older Oracle syntax with order by clause. Select star from subquery, select column name from table name, order by column name. Okay, this is a subquery. Okay, where row num less than or equal to number, the number of records you want to pass. So this is a subquery. Okay, this is a subquery. Okay, next we will see SQL aggregate functions. Okay, an aggregate function is a function that performs a calculation on a set of values. It performs a calculation on a set of values and returns a single value. Okay, aggregate functions often used with group by clause. Okay, often used with the group by clause of the select statement. Okay, the group by clause splits the result set into group of values, and the aggregate function can be used to return a single value of each group. So most commonly used group by functions are min, max, count, sum, average. Okay, so min is returns the smallest value within the selected column. Okay, so this returns largest value within the selected column. Count returns the total sum of the numerical column. Total sum of a numerical column. Returns a total number of rows. So this total sum of a numeric column is the sum function. So count returns the number of rows in a set. Average returns the average value of a numerical column. Aggregate functions ignores null values except the count function. Okay, we will see some examples in the SQL server. Select star from person dot person. Here I want to see the minimum of person phone number type ID. So if you see, the minimum will be 1. But if I want, so this is in entire table record. So max, you will see the max function. Max returns the maximum largest value from that from the records. If you see here, the column name is coming as no column name, so we can put an alias for the same. Alias is something that a name given to the columns, alternative name. So let's say I want as minimum phone number type ID. You see, so you will get the column name, column alias. This is how we can use column alias. Now we will see aggregate functions, min function with group by. So first, if you see, select query, here we can see phone number type and phone number, business entity ID. So I will say a group by modified date, okay, when it has been modified date. Okay, group by modified date. Okay, now you can see under this date there are 3 such records where it has minimum. Okay, similarly under this date these are the minimum values. So this is how you can use group by clause. So this is the smallest number under each group, under each modified date. So SQL count function, so we will see how many records are there in the table. So count of star, there are around 19,000 such records. It returns number of rows that matches a specified condition. So you can put a where clause condition as well. You can specify a column name here. Instead of column name, you can specify asterisk also. Okay, if you can specify column name instead of asterisk symbol. If you specify a column name instead of asterisk, null values will not be counted. Okay, here let's say person middle name. This is in persons table. So if we give count of asterisk, you see, so 19,000, this many records are there. So if we mention the middle name, start from person dot person, okay, middle name. So here the null values are excluded, will not be counted. See, this is the difference of using asterisk and column name. So instead of asterisk, if you pass 1, what will happen? Still it will give the same number of counts. Okay, we can add a where clause also. Let's say if I put where I want only person type is here, person type is equal to EM. Okay, so here you can put a filter. You can ignore the duplicates also. So I can put distinct count. Okay, this will um, give a distinct values. You can use alias for this also, column alias, and you can use group by. So let's say I want to group by person type, group by person type, count of 1. So for each group, these are the number of records, number of counts under that group. Similarly, average and sum function will work. You can try it. Now we will move to, okay, we will see like operator in the next video. Thank you. Please subscribe to my channel and like my video.